Welcome back to Wave 3 Listens. I am joined by another guest from Hillcrest Village. This is Andrea Kimberly. Andrea, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right, let's talk a little bit about Hillcrest Village. Senior living really doesn't do it justice. Whenever I have a guest on from Hillcrest Village, you guys are a little bit different. Tell us a little bit about your facility.
Well, we are actually the only facility in Jeffersonville. We're a 5-star building. And we cater to short-term rehab to home, and we also do long-term care.
What would you recommend, Andrea, for those who are looking for maybe a facility for a loved one, a senior, grandma, grandpa, mom, dad, whatever the case may be? What's some of the questions they should ask someone like Hillcrest Village?
Whenever we have an inquiring family, I typically tell them to tour is the first bit of advice. That way you can come into the facility and make sure that the staff looks friendly, the cleanliness of the building, and just making sure that you're in network with their insurance as well.
Okay, now I wanted to talk about that. Let's talk about how people and how the coverage for a facility like yours, Medicaid, Medicare. Tell me about the relationship there.
Okay, we actually, American seniors are in network with most all insurance plans. We take Medicare, Medicaid. We can also help families with the Medicaid process if they aren't currently a Medicaid patient. Our business office manager actually does pretty much all the legwork, and then we just need help from the families in getting that information to her.
Okay, so what would be if you had if one of our viewers is watching now and they do have a loved one and they want to visit Hillcrest Village, should they set up an appointment? What's the first step?
I'm the director of admissions there, and so typically patients will contact me directly. My number is 317-403-7129. You can call Hillcrest Village directly, and we welcome that anytime to answer questions.
Yeah, that's something I noticed there. We broadcast there from Hillcrest Village. I had a great time. There was a nice vibe going on. And something I noticed, there were a lot of people, family members, who would come and visit patrons of yours, people who were staying there at Hillcrest Village, residents. And I thought it was interesting, and it was kind of like this open door policy. Hey, come on in and see him. It had a really family feel to it. Describe that a little bit.
Oh, definitely. I actually switched over from a different facility to Hillcrest, and that was something that I really was impressed with as well. Just there's a true passion there, and my background's nursing, and I would never send, or I could never work for a place that I wouldn't feel comfortable sending a family member to. And so I really stand behind the group of people that we have in our building.
See, I love hearing that. You know, I just had a Mark Vogt from Galen College of Nursing, and he was saying how important it is to be compassionate. That was really evident when I was at Hillcrest, so congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Tell me about some of the recreational activities that you have there. You know, because folks watching, they're saying, okay, is it fun? You know, do residents enjoy themselves? They do.
Oh yeah, we have a full list of activities. Our activities director, Irene, is amazing. Typically a day consists of 5 to 6 activities that residents can get involved in, such as we like to stay active and they can do workout stuff. We've had Elvis come in. We had a dance recently for Valentine's Day, so we keep everyone pretty well occupied there.
And if I remember correctly, you do a really good job at personalizing the care. Let's say, for instance, with a menu, if someone has dietary restrictions, you pay attention to that. As far as making sure that residents get their medicines on time, and talk a little bit about that if you would, Andrew.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's one thing we really pride ourselves on, is just the individualized care. When I do my tours, I make sure to sit down with the families first and to find out what's important to that family member. I had one person, their main importance was good food, and so to some people it's the nursing staff, and so for him I just took him up and we made him a sandwich and really catered that that experience to what his needs were.
What is the typical resident at Hillcrest Village? I mean, like, because as you know, everyone progresses or digresses at different rates. So exactly who is your typical resident?
Our typical resident, we have 2 floors of moving forward, which is our short-term rehab to home. A lot of people, they want to come for rehab. They just had a knee done, and so they need that rehab before they're safe to admit home. So we have a floor just specialized for those types of patients. And then we also have long-term care as well. And I would say we have a pretty good mix. We're full capacity at 130 patients, and it's pretty well divided on what sorts of patients we can take.
As the director of marketing, and when people in admissions, when folks come in there, is there a time when, like, you say, okay, you're in a situation now where you need to react now, you need to place this person here? For those who may be experiencing something like that, like mom or dad is getting forgetful, I'm a little bit worried about their well-being, their health, they can't get around like they used to. If they're in an emergency type situation, do they call you? Should they just come in? How does that work?
Typically, yes. They just call either the facility directly, or they can call, sometimes if they'll call the facility, they'll give out my number, and then I typically can meet with them. I'm very flexible in my position. I can go to their house. I suggest they come in for a tour. I also recommend that they visit the Medicare.gov website. That's put out by Medicare, and it rates the facilities on their cleanliness, quality of care, staff ratios, and Hillcrest is a 5-star building. That is the highest rating that you can get, and so I'm very proud of that. Yeah,
and a lot of partnerships. You represent them very well.
Well, thank you.
The compassion that you have is pretty obvious here, so I appreciate that. All right, let's put the information on the screen again. It's Hillcrest Village, part of American Senior Communities. There we go. There's the information right there. Check them out online. Better yet, you can give Andrea a call, right? You're willing to meet with them.
Yes, definitely. Thank you.
Thank you. Get out there and enjoy the day. It's a beautiful day.
Thank you very much.
All right, again, you enjoy the day as well, and we'll see you tomorrow right here on Wave 3 Listens Live. Have a good one.